Here we are. We're back in action. We're a couple turns in on Hunter Hersko-Fugitt v. Corey Williams.
I don't think we're any turns in.
We saw Corey last week playing this Turbo Turns deck, didn't we?
You might have. I blocked it out. No, it was a sweet deck. And it's interesting in these control matchups because a lot of how well they do depends on whether or not the control deck knows how to play against it.
Right.
Ooh, irrigated farmland. I love me some cycling.
Yeah, this is a cool card to add to your modern control decks. It just improves your draws.
Yeah, definitely.
So that late game doesn't get as clunky. We saw it last round where the Jeskai control deck just got really clunky in the late game.
Teddy, not really a snooze fest. Corey plays this fast and loose.
Yeah?
Yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing, and he doesn't waste any time in doing it. So it's totally fine. I would agree, though. Just some casual picking up this deck would be very painful to watch.
So what Hunter's done here is he has tapped out on his turn, and if Corey can exhaust him right now, he'll be in great shape.
Yes, but exhausting him on 3 doesn't do much because you don't have a lot of action on 4. You want to exhaust him on 4 so that your time warps are live.
Okay. Oh, he might get the chance.
He might get the chance. I don't know that Hunter knows what he's playing against. Because Jace doesn't do anything here. Remanded.
Remand. Draws the card. So, when I see a whiteboard card in there, this is where he wants to be.
Yeah, this is right where you want the exhaustion.
So here's Jace. Doesn't do a whole lot. Would have,
Does literal nothing.
I mean, ultimating that card really...
Literal nothing.
It gives Hunter a time walk.
Literal nothing. Alright, so if Hunter knows the metagame, he knows what's up after this exhaustion.
Right.
He doesn't have any action on 1, so he's got to kind of hope
I see
that...
a spell snare in there, but that's going to be useless against this
well,
upcoming time warp. Alright, the whole hand goes into the lap.
So it could be useful in terms of countering a Jace Vryn's Prodigy, or a Howling Mine, or a Snapcaster. We saw that this Turbo Turns deck can very easily fizzle out if it doesn't have that draw engine.
Alright,
and here we go. Let's see what we can get.
time warp, untap, draw.
1 extra turn.
So
Here's a second extra turn, gain 2. Oh, sorry. This is still the first extra turn. Serum Visions, cast Time Warp, presumably. Cryptic Command. I'd be very interested if he kept that on top.
yeah, I would push on the Cryptic Man. I really want to get to a Howling Mine
Well,
or
if
a Dictated Crewfix here.
If he sees these and wants to just do the best thing that he can this turn, he would just Time Walk, draw the Cryptic, play out like, I think I saw a Baral in his hand, and then pass to try and set up something where he can go off with a draw engine.
Alright, here's the Chief.
Because right now he's kind of exhausted all of his extra turns.
See what you did there? It was nice.
I try. I aim to please. So this is where things are going to get a little bit interesting. Hunter can effectively just play draw go here, and he's at a slight advantage, although he does want to get rid of this Baral so that he has a clock.
So what I think Hunter should do is, assuming his deck hasn't changed from previous iterations, he's got Vendilion Clicks and Restoration Angels in it. I would wait around until I could cast a lot of those cards at once.
Sure. Or just, one of them was fine too.
Sure.
I see a Logic Knot in hand, a Detention Sphere. I'm not interested in de-sphering this Baral.
Oh, yeah,
Although you won't get a better target.
He's got a lot of outs when it comes to sideboarding time. Alright, here's Jace. And we're going to go for the Cryptic here. So if this resolves, he's going to draw the spell, and then he's going to get to activate Baral's triggered ability. So it's worth 2 cards here. So you're going to draw the card from the Cryptic command first.
Yeah, because the Baral is a trigger that only happens once the spell's resolved.
Alright, so you got to draw first. No. That's not how it works.
Call a judge.
Alright, we're going to get a judge ruling here. Here's what I'm almost 100% sure happens. You have to resolve the spell Cryptic command.
Yeah, to counter a spell.
And that's going to draw him the card.
Right.
And then Baral is going to, when you check for active triggers, you put that trigger on the stack, and then you resolve the Baral trigger.
Right.
Right. So since countering is, a part of the resolution of the spell, he needs to finish resolving the spell in its entirety.
Okay.
And then the trigger that was put on the stack because of Cryptic command,
Okay.
then resolves.
Okay. So draw, then draw discard.
Yes.
Okay. So the judge just confirmed what I said.
Wow. You must be so proud.
It's one of the first things I realized in gaining advantages in this game is that, like, if you knew what the rules were, you could maximize the way your cards interacted.
Sure. Discarding apart the Water Veil, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's one of his key win conditions.
He has
is
another one in
parting the Water
hand,
Veil.
but... Oh, Gaia's Reach Sanitarium. That's probably solid here.
And the judge, after making that really intense ruling, has come back to visit us. Did you want to add to the commentary?
Oh, no, thank you.
No, he's good? All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to talk to you either.
I just know in some of the Grand Prix, the head judge comes around after, maybe a disqualification or something intense like that and explains the ruling, make sure we get everything straight and everybody understands what's going on.
Gotcha.
I know Scott's committed to people playing, crisp, fair games of Magic the Gathering. So...
I don't think anything that's happening on one side of this table is crisp, first off. Draws a Path. Path is pretty decent here. Especially since we just saw a Serum Visions keep both on top again.
Oh, sure. And a turn. End turn. We're going to have 5 mana. Alright. So he's Giga Drowse, and he's chosen the blue sources.
That's interesting.
This is good.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid play. I'm interested to see how Hunter plays this.
What will he do?
So it looks like he's a Blessed Alliance in hand. Alright, so we've got the Path on the Baral for starters.
Alright, those 2 cards were very good because he declines the search. Alright.
Interesting. So he could have Logic Knotted one of the copies on one of the blue sources to keep one blue up.
Sure. Corey's created a window for himself here.
And so here's the interesting part. He doesn't have the mana to part the water veil with the Awaken
Sure.
because the Baral got passed. So that may have thrown the math off enough to make this difficult. It looks like he's got a Dictate of Crufix in hand.
I think it's the return a spell or creature to its owner's hand.
I think he has both.
I think the other one is Cryptic Command.
I disagree that that's a Cryptic Command. But we'll find out. As he taps 3 mana. Doing some heavy math here. You can't... So he can't cast the Part the Water Veil because it costs 6 base. So I'm not sure why he's casting his Dictate now unless he really needs it to resolve.
That is a Dictated Crufix. Man, that card.
And that's very tough because it gives Hunter an extra card to interact with you every turn.
Yeah, he just really needed it to resolve.
Here's the Dictated Crufix. Oh wow, and here's the D sphere on the Dictate. Seems good, but this Unsubstantiate does bounce permanents, I believe.
Interesting. It resolves.
All right. So we've...
Okay, so what he's done is he is unsubstantiated his Dictate.
No,
While
he's
the
unsubstantiating the Detention Sphere
Oh, okay.
while it's on the stack. Hunter is debating Spell Piercing, or I'm sorry, Spell Snaring the Unsubstantiate, which would be a pretty solid play, in my opinion, but here we're going to see Corey forced to go off soon with no draw engine. He really needs to get that going. Although he did draw a Snapcaster here, so he could snap Unsubstantiate. But you definitely don't want to do that now, where you're just giving him extra cards. Him being Hunter.
He could snap Time Warp.
He can, but again, going off without... Oh, Exhaustion, that's a smart one. And he has the Gyreage Sanitarium active, so he can do that if he wants.
Does not.
Draws just a land.
Well, this isn't just a land. This is the land he needs to
Alright, so now he needs to draw a Time Walk. Alright, so extra turn time. I think that was a Howling Mine.
Yeah, so if he hit a Time Warp there, it would have...
Would have been the whole game.
This Gyreage Sanitarium can cycle through this card, though.
Yeah. Doesn't get there. I believe he kept a Cryptic on top.
Man, Hunter has... I mean, I've counted a good, like, 12 cards he needs to sideboard out. This Spreading Seas...
So here's an interesting question. maybe you can answer this. Hunter has the spreading seas. I'm sure this is what he's asking. He's wanting to know if he can spreading seas the radiant fountain to turn into an island that's not a creature.
Need the wording on spreading seas. Spreading seas. Enchanted land is an island. It will remain a creature.
Okay.
Yeah, so it does not change if it said enchanted land becomes a land that is an island, then it would not become it would unbecome a creature because it would be changing the super type. But spreading
Unbecome.
it would no longer be a creature
Right, no, I
because
understand.
it changes the super type, but spreading seas only specifically changes the subtype.
Hunter should value keeping 2 blue up to represent this Logicon. Alright, so we're going to path the 6/6. I like it. He's got the Blessed Alliance in hand, but you want to stay as aggressive as possible when you know he doesn't have
No
an answer in hand.
search.
Well, he knows what's on top.
Okay.
And I believe it's a cryptic command. So Hunter's done a good job of getting back into this game. He needs to find a way to close it out, though. Because if you let Corey stick around here, he's just a couple cards away from
Getting you.
winning out.
This negate's gonna help him. So if I'm Hunter, I'm attacking with the Snapcaster Mages here. Yeah, this. Oh, counterbounce the detention sphere.
Man. Hunter is, Hunter is not in good shape now.
Okay.
One of the
Here's
draws
an-
looks like it was an exhaustion.
Yep. It's a big deal.
Yeah, Hunter could have been a little more patient.
Well, he's gonna get to make land drops.
Yeah, making this land drop is a big deal.
Yeah, because this negate is very live to
Negate's live, Logicon's live,
to Corey's next take it the turn spell.
if he has one. One of the cards, oh, that was from last turn of land. It looks like Cryptic. Wow.
All right.
Alright, I don't think he wants to Cryptic to get in 2 damage. Doesn't really seem worth it. Down to 6. So now Hunter's just looking for a way to win the game here. Elspeth would have helped.
Elspeth would have been great. Alright, so here's... Hunter's gonna negate.
Oh man, then this logic knot is huge. Yeah, this logic knot's a big deal here.
Yep, logic knot X is 3.
Alright, there we go.
Detention sphere resolves.
So detention sphere, the dictate. More importantly, we've emptied Corey's hand. Alright. That's a good way to start this off.
Marigold Temporal Mastery.
Swinging in is big here. It's free. Oh, wow. Hunter, no respect.
Is this a Giga Drowse in his hand?
It is a Giga Drowse in his hand. It's going to be a big one.
Here's a Crucible of the Worlds.
Making land drops, that's all good. Gain 5 life is the right call here. Oh man. Living on the wild side here.
Alright. The Hunter's really going to try and turn the corner here, I think, with this Celestial Colonnade.
He needs to. Swinging for 6 is a much faster clock than swinging for 2.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, I'll remember that next time I'm in a game of Magic.
Next time you're doing math.
6 is more than 2.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Significantly more.
Quite a bit more. Alright, check. Alright, so Hunter lets the Awakening of the Part the Water Veil resolve, and then he's going to have to exile the land that Corey chooses. So Corey's going to get the extra turn, but he's not going to have any creatures on the board while he takes it.
Very important here.
I feel like there should be like some super powerful like ultimate spell that lets you cast
Super powerful ultimate spell.
that lets you cast all your sorceries from the graveyard. Like
We Yu-Gi-Oh now, boys. And turn dictate. Okay, he's gonna get another opportunity to go off here.
2 draws.
If he can just chain together some extra turns, like the advantage from these dictates will add up. He has another time walk. This is how we drew it up.
Here it
And a
is.
remand. Yes. Nightcrawler, I am the John Madden of Magic. Giving Hunter poison. Hunter's seriously considering this. I don't know what
Blocking
he's...
with this colonnade.
I don't know that that's even remotely reasonable.
It's not.
I don't know, like, so what's one poison gonna do? You know he's not playing any pump.
It's called Part the Water Veil.
I concur, but you can jump in front of it on a Part the Water Veil when it's got all the counters on it. Hunter, did he just not have a target, I guess, for this fetch line?
Man,
Oh, wow.
is it running Temple Masteries? I saw one.
Temporal Masters, yeah. The old runner.
So, all right. So he's gonna choose to target. He's gonna choose to target the island here. So I don't know why he's chosen a tapped island. I don't know why he didn't choose like a.
Oh man, don't remand this.
No. Yeah, you leave that one right there.
Cast it, but then it gets rid of your ability to miracle 2 times in a row. Well, no, you can't miracle 2 times in a row anyway because of the dictate.
Miracle.
It's a miracle. Take an extra turn. So we're just gonna start
Poison him for one.
stockpiling these extra turns here. Alright, so Hunter has 1 infect counter.
Yep. So we got 1 poison.
And just take it. Just take it. Man, all these paths.
Making sure he knows his deck list here, seeing if he has any lands left to go get with the paths. Checks all the operative zones, exile, graveyard. In play, finds the island.
Yeah, gotta thin it out.
Yeah, man, these percentages. Okay. And so yeah, so now he's gonna have just put another one on in the chamber from this temporal mastery. All right, so first one.
Land. Mikakoro is a big deal though.
Yep, this lets everybody draw some cards. So now he has to figure out whether or not he has. Can he win? I know he can take all the turns, but can he win while doing that?
I mean, if he gets all the turns, he would probably have to dig into another Ink Moth Nexus or a Snapcaster.
Right. Yeah. So this is an.
He drew an Ink Moth. Conclave will do it much more quickly.
Concur. All right.
He has an exhaustion. Spell Snare.
This is kind of okay because it maximizes the exhaustion, But it's also really not okay because he's...
Corey's just running out of ways to win the game. Alright, so Corey has 3 cards left in his library.
What is...
So we can just exhaustion here. Gets to draw 3.
Alright, Hunter's got a full grip here. And I think if he could just not get...
Ghost Quarter is a strong draw here.
Yeah, because it...
And that should do it.
Is he gonna... Corey's gonna part the water veil one more time?
I don't know that he's got another part the water veil there. Because he discarded one early.
Man, that is a crazy game of poker. As they might say if we were at a OAR concert.
Yeah, they might say that because it's a song that they sing.
Hunter, I mean, when I get done with a game like that, I am just so ready to sideboard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Corey's problem with not being able to win is that even though he can take all the turns, his threats are so light.
Right.
But Hunter's very happy to be cutting some number of these paths, some number of the Blessed Alliances. I don't know if he has any Supreme Verdicts in there, but those have to be coming out.
Spreading Seas seems very
seems
suboptimal.
Pretty poor in the matchup. What's the chat think? Are they enjoying this match? Questionable.
Yeah. There were more comments about me being the John Madden of Magic than people.
Are you being a little obvious for them?
When I was saying that 6 is greater than 2.
Sure. How can you be so obtuse?
Listen, I'll take a lot of shit from a lot of people in chat, but I will not take any shit from Chris Grady.
Is Chris Grady in chat?
No, he's not. It was just a hypothetical.
Oh, hi, Chris Grady in chat.
All right, so we've got 18 minutes to finish out this game.
Yeah, I don't think this game's gonna end. I'm gonna put this one in a win column for Hunter Hersko-Fugitt, since he won the first game, and drawing out, unless Corey gets some sort of insane kind of draw where he like turn 3's his dictate, it doesn't get countered, or it does get countered, then he turn 4 exhaustions him, and then he like turn 5 goes off.
Yeah.
You could theoretically get a Howling Mine under if Hunter doesn't have a spell snare.
I don't even know if they'll finish sideboarding by then.
Yeah, I mean this is not a probable one to end. Table spotter, letting him know how much time's left. I like it. Kind of leaning on him a little bit.
I don't think you want to lean on these guys.
No?
No. They know. They both felt every minute of that last game.
Totally reasonable.
I'm interested to see how Corey sideboards here. Hunter's is a little more obvious, but I don't know that we'll get to see enough of the deck to figure it out. Although I suppose I could go back and look at the deck check from last week. Sorry, the deck tech. Last week we did see that Sphinx of the Final Word as well. That could be very spicy here.
Oh yeah. That card, not a good one for Hunter to see.
Hunter mulliganing goes to 0 poison. Looks like Corey's keeping his 7 though. Just flashed a card to Hunter. Intimidation factor.
Yeah, man. You gotta give him a little bit of intimidation.
Still had all these snow-covered islands. Spell Queller's in. I don't know that I would have kept that one in, but Elixir of Immortality. Here we go.
Here's a spell that's 1,000% going to resolve. Corey is mono colorless lands.
That's a bit awkward.
Yeah, so for a deck with Cryptic Command, I'm surprised if he had an island. I can't imagine him not playing it. Because the look here, he can't cast Cryptic until turn 5. But I wonder if he's trying to get Inkmoth Nexus online so that he can just ink him to death.
Oh, he's a Gaia Reach Sanitarium as well.
I would have inked him one turn there. One.
Well, he can activate the Gaia Reach now. Kind of loot into islands, I guess.
Is that everybody draws and discards?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is a little different than what's the other one? Miko Koro?
Miko Koro. I believe it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, this Giga Drowse doesn't look very good.
No.
It's just one giant blue spell.
You gotta activate it again. You can't miss a land drop here.
Concur.
It's just brutal. Oh, he misses it anyway.
This isn't where you want to be.
Hunter could discard another land because he drew the Crucible.
Sure.
Gaia Reach still has not drawn an island. Still no island. Although Miko Koro will let him hit his land for turn. Wow. Kudos to Hunter for looking like he's actually trying to end this game.
Yes. Yeah, it's much appreciated. You're gonna roll 3 off here.
Leyline of Sanctity to shut down the exhaustion is a pretty nice one.
I was hoping it was a Hakori Dust Drinker.
That is not a card I want to see on the other side of the table anywhere.
No. Noted.
Going for the card advantage. Playing the land from the graveyard. End turn, discards 2 land. Comfortable to generate that advantage.
Very comfortable.
Yeah. Doesn't even have to think about this. Supreme Verticon. It looks like we're getting an island. Yeah, Spell Queller of the Serum Visions.
Yep, this puts a clock on the board.
Yeah, you just needed to get that Spell Queller out there. Plus, it could potentially get him another loot from his opponent's Gaia Reach.
Yep. Here's Hunter going to fetch again. This Gaia Reach plus Crucible of the World's it's a combo. I like want to put Gaia Reach in Hunter's deck.
Right? Hunter thinks better of this plains, goes for the island instead. Pretty heads-up play. 6 mana.
Here's the Elspeth. Alright. And this is going to spell the end of the game. I don't know if you guys ever played this card in its standard environment, but boy does it end a game of Magic the Gathering.
Draws the second land. He can start taking extra turns now. And here it is, Elspeth Sun's Champion. He gets 3 1/1 soldiers. Can destroy all creatures, which is irrelevant. He gets an emblem, which is mostly irrelevant.
Yeah, generally you have so many 1/1s on the board that when you get the emblem, it really just ices the cake.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is Corey going to backdoor this with poison counters?
There's no backdoor to it. If he's got it, he's got it. He's not close. Let's just be clear about that.
It's 24.
I think he's 22. I don't know that we took 2 off from the Spellquiller attack. Maybe we did. Yeah,
Is this Sphinx of this final word?
It is. So we can just minus Elspeth to kill it. So there we go. The Elspeth mode that we didn't think would be relevant at all
Ends up being super relevant.
kills the Sphinx, the final word. Let that be a lesson to all of you. Never underestimate a white planeswalker.
Right. And when you think somebody's had the final word, they haven't.
Absolutely. Gets to swing in for 5 here. He's debating between 5 and 9. I think 5 is the right call.
Yeah, I think he'll probably get that colonnade on the last possible turn for himself. All right. You can untap here. Go up again. More soldiers. Yeah, this is just going to get met with a Logic Knot or some other spell. Really just a buffet of potential counter spells here.
So there it is, countered. And swing for 5 anyway. Down to 12. So then his next attack gets to be for 8. And he can activate the colonnade to make it lethal. Corey draws a Giga Drowse, though. That could buy him a turn.
Yep, Giga Drowse is a tough one to deal with because it creates copies. It's not one spell.
Yeah, it's not one spell, so you can't counter it. But he's also got this Elixir of Immortality. So he's got a couple turns.
Correct. Interesting. Hunter's gonna
The nice thing about
fetch.
having all these 1/1 tokens is that the Giga Drells doesn't actually stop a ton of damage on this attack.
No, you can really only. I can only count 4 blue mana,
Right.
so he can tap. I mean, he's still gonna take 3.
The
Plus-
thought is if he activates the Colonnade. But the nice thing about Colonnade is you can go to attacks, and if he Giga Drowses your guys,
Or Cryptics you.
right, you can just fire up the Colonnade.
Alright, so Hunter might have some activity here before blocks.
Just Ghost Quarter it.
He can Ghost Quarter it, that guy.
Yeah, I think you're fine just putting a negative counter on it.
Yeah, puts him
So
to 6.
puts him to 6. Can make 3 more guys. Continues to play fetches out of his graveyard.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, that's an extra card each turn, basically.
Gonna try a dictate here for Corey. Let's see what he has. Hunter's gonna. He's putting this logic not to work. Corey's thinking hard about something here. I don't know if he wants to stop with the Logic Knot. Okay, the Logic Knot's going to resolve. Where X was 5. And now Hunter's going to name with the Rune Halo. Sees another Spell Queller. It's a relevant deal, and Corey's got another Elixir of Immortality in his hand.
Gain 5, shuffle him up. Doesn't take him out of lethal. Doesn't put him at 20, though.
Yeah, 20's a little aggressive.
Yeah, 20's a little bit aggressive. I think it takes him to 11.
Concur. And now our spotter concurs with us.
So we have... This is just the messiest board ever. There's actually 9 1/1s there.
Concur. I don't understand where the other 3 went. All right.
So there it is. Hunter with enough damage to overcome. We've got about a minute. I can't imagine this.
Any other match going on right now?
So we'll be right back with another match for you.
Don't go far.